Hey, what's going on, everybody? For Reborn here from Legit, we're doing an Urgoz run, and I'm going to be doing a Urgoz guide to damage. All right, we're going to go ahead and blast this off. We just started. I'm already doing the damage. That's pretty much what you do here whenever you start off in Urgoz is kill these. Whether you're a Mesmer, Ellie, Necro, Derv, Warrior, anything, you're going to be doing the same expectation throughout Urgoz run. Following the tank, waiting on tank to group up the run, and then spiking, literally the whole run. So here we go. We have Born here, Ultima as the tank this time, and then we have a Bonder that's bonding him that stays in range, hopefully. So this run could end up being 25 minutes or it could end up being 35 to 40 minutes, worst case scenario. So let's go ahead and hope you enjoy. Be sure to subscribe if you haven't, and if y'all want me to make any other guides regarding any dungeons or speed clears, PvE in general, just feel free to comment and I'll be working on that. All right, so I'm going as a Mesmer. The reason I chose Mesmer was because of the fact that it does the most damage and it goes with a high fast casting. And doing a high fast casting allows me to cast faster than everybody else, or at least other professions. Say an Elementus takes 2 or 3 seconds to cast one skill, while a Mesmer can get it in about half a second to a second max. So we'll be waiting on the actual others to spike while the Mesmer is already spiking, as well as how high potential the damage is, because it's almost like armor uh, ignoring for majority of their spells. So right now, as you see, I am literally just waiting on this tank to call target. All right, you see how he called target, so I'm going in to spike. Usually I wouldn't recommend using Chaos Storm here, but since he did block them right there, I use Chaos Storm as my third or fourth skill if you're going to be running Mesmer. If you need a certain build for a certain profession, just get with me in game, the Reborn Monk, or just comment and I'll give you just a template for whatever profession you need. But I'm just going to be posting in the description my actual build as a Mesmer. So that was a pretty casual ball up there, the way the tank blocked there. So that was pretty good. So all we do is pretty much clear up everything. Usually you do not have to kill the spirits before we move on. As you see, this is a full legit run. So if you're willing to want to play with us and you're not already in legit, just feel free to comment your in-game name and I'm able to invite you guys or girls. So now that we're here, we're going to move up to this area in the circle mini map and we're going to wait up here in this little pointy spot. It's usually where I stand, and we wait on the tank to group them up again. So he's going to go ahead and go in and group these up, and he's probably going to be right where my arrow is. I'm not going to write on the map so I don't interrupt him, but right where my arrow is on the mini map is where he's probably going to stand when he actually is ready for us to spike. If it's not here, then it's going to be on the right side, and he's going to call target and body blocks. So whether he body blocks or he goes into the corner, that's going to be up to him. He recalled out, so he's going to go ahead and repull them. So let's see what the tank does. Our job as a damage roll is to ensure that we spike at the instant moment within a second of the tank calling target. So always know who your tank is the whole run. Follow his call target. You don't have to press his T or go straight to his target, but make sure you get in the center of the group, regardless of what profession you are, making sure you're doing caster damage, AoE area of effect damage, if possible. So we're going to wait on this tank now. He's going in. I'm going to use air superiority. That's a good skill to use prior to when he spikes, just because you're going to be killing about 25 to 30 enemies. All right, we're ready to spike. He called target. So we're going to go in. I'm going to use 2 E-Surges, then I'm going to use a Chaos Storm. We have Edge of Extinction for some off damage. So we're going to see how this goes. The off damage here, I notice I do not run at all. If I die, the monks are going to res me, so I'll be okay. So I'm just going to keep killing. See how I went to the big group at all? I'm holding Alt and Control, and I'm going straight for where the big target is. You can click skills all day, but if you spike aggressively and in an orderly fashion, that's where you're going to be the most successful for doing the most damage, and usually be in the top 2 or 3. It's not always about what build you run, but also how you use it. So notice how I'm trying to continually use skills as long as there's enemies around, and that's the whole goal of this. Your goal is to help the team clear as fast as possible. Right now, we killed the serpent. That way the gate opens for the tank to go through. So now you're going to see me go to this corner just like he circled here. The tank's doing his job, is telling us what to do. And we're going to wait here for the tank to call target. Oh, looks like they want us over here this time. So depending on the run and what tactics you're doing with different tanks, is the different tactics you got to follow by. So there's more than one way of doing tactics, but in general, the casual runs are going to be like this anyway. So now we're going to wait on the tank to group them up again, and we'll see what he does. When he calls target, I am going to spike. So let's just hope that this goes well and this video will not be too long and it'll be successful to where y'all are enjoying the best of it. All right, so I'm going in to spike right now. I'm on my third skill and everything's almost dead. That shows that you have a good spike team right there. That was pretty good. So now that he pulled those, we need to go in and kill the bark. The reason the bark is, you notice we're getting degen right now. Degen meaning health minus like 8 or 10. So that causes us to lose our health regeneration. So that kills us if we're not careful. So we need to kill the bark immediately after the big 3 groups of the wardens that we just spiked earlier. So when he calls target, we need to be aggressively ahead. Notice how I'm the only one up front because I'm ready to spike when he calls target. Always be up front and ready when he calls target. So I see he didn't call target, but it's okay. I'm still going to go in and spike. It looks like somebody else took the initiative to call target this time. So we're doing pretty good on time and on damage so far. So I'm going to go ahead and Ebon Escape down. If you're running my build, Ebon Escape is definitely a friendly for yourself, for healing as well as others, and you can jump down without having to run around that hill and other areas as well. Heal myself twice because I had echoed EE, Ebon Escape. And we're spiking away all of these bloods. Now we need to immediately kill the serpent because see how the tank called? He's waiting on us to spike this serpent. So immediately go and kill the serpent. Otherwise, you're going to be waiting longer on the tank. The faster you can clear up the bloods back here in Wardens, the faster we can kill the serpent. Now we get about a 25-second wait time for us to actually spike the next area. He's going to group it up somewhere around here, and we're at 6 minutes lead time. So we're probably about 30 seconds behind, which isn't that bad for what we are doing as a casual run. We have a lot of mesmers and a good strong damage team, so we're doing pretty good. He called target pretty fast. I wasn't ready, so see, I was about half a second not ready, so that's going to cause me to be not as effective on damage this time, even though I'm still number 2 on calling target right now while doing the damage for that spike, since I was the second one to call my skill. So now we go ahead and run through. If you're a damage hog, you could just use skills as you go. I got rupted, but I got rupted twice. Doesn't always work out that way. So now we're waiting on the tank. We ran through. You don't have to kill any of this. Regardless of any tactics, you should always run straight under. You're going to waste an extra 2 or 3 minutes killing all this when all you need is the tank to just pop the 2 triggers to open that gate. There's no serpent to kill. You just go straight through. All right, now that we're here is a damage roll. We're going to wait behind these flames and never go past the flames. Wait on the tank. If we go past the flames, it's going to cause us the aggro bubble from the tank. He's going to have the wolf spawn, and we're going to wait. He's going to pull him up ahead, and then we're going to spike. We have Edge of Extinction as a backup. Looks good. I'm going to echo. I shouldn't have echoed twice, but it's okay. We got it. And I'm not going to move if I die, which I most likely will. It looks like I'm not going to die this time. I body blocked, which was good. So I got off about 6 skills, so that shows we have a little bit of a weak team spiking. Usually if you get more than 4 skills off, then that means your team is lacking on spikes. With a size of 8 to 9 damage, you should have no more than 3 to 4 skills. Otherwise, you know your team is struggling on damage. See, I'm on 1, I'm on 2, I'm on 3, I'm on 4, I'm on 5, I'm about to do 6, 7, 8. So 8 on 4 enemies, which is I'm going fast casting 17 right now, or 18, so I am going to be able to probably get off more like 6 or 7 skills. But if you're getting more than 5 or 6 max, then you know your team is struggling on damage. But as long as you're doing your job, following the objectives, just like this video I'm showing you, you will be completely clear. Definitely make a mesmer and prepare one if you already have the old school elementist or the necro, the warrior, the dervish, ritualist, anything that does damage really. It's okay, but if you want to do the maximum damage in this run, you want to go as a mesmer most likely. Dervish, a lot of people would say if you're really good, but a dervish isn't good for a lot of areas. You cause aggro easily, as well as casters kill you within a second, so I wouldn't recommend that if you can avoid it. So I'm a chest horse. So I'm going to go ahead and get this chest. Everybody's going to hate me, or nobody's going to say nothing. Anyway, it looks like we are clear. We're waiting on one person to run, but oh, looks like we had a little hiccup there. The tank died. So I'm going to go ahead and wing it. Let's see what I can do. I went ahead and rezzed. Usually you wouldn't do that, but since I had Cupcake, I broke straight through. So we can kill these. Now that this usually wouldn't happen here, but just act like, hey, we didn't know this would normally happen. So we're going to go ahead and run up and help kill these off. Let's finish these. All right. This was a little messy. It's okay. At least you see air, but we still get the gist of, hey, what is it next that we're going to do as a tank? I mean, as a damage roll, and this is it. Usually you wouldn't be spiking here, but since there was a hiccup, then we did. All right, in this area, you have a negative effect of sheer exhaustion, meaning you have exhaustion of 10 every time you cast a spell. That's why I was casting more Signet than spells, and I'm still at half energy after that, if you notice. Looks like the reason the tank died was because we lost a monk that I think DC'd, so it's going to be a little bit of a hiccup, which will be okay. We'll have one monk down and we'll still be all right, most likely. So I'm telling people to run. They're going to be stuck behind and they're going to die, so they need to move up. All right. Looks like we're having another hiccup. So normally we wouldn't have this issue, but we're having it. Usually you would have a clean group that's everything's grouped up, but this time we're not, so we're just going to have to spike it with a messy look. No matter what the obstacle is as a damage, we're going to always be aggressively spiking regardless of the scenario. That way we have the best preparedness possible to deal with whatever we have to face. So we're going to wait on the monk to res him, but the tank's going to go ahead and move ahead. And we're going to spike this roll right here. So the tank's calling target. All right, he's calling target. I'm going to spike now. We have Edge of Extinction up. That's another one I usually look at when I know, hey, when is a good time to spike? So I knew it was time because Edge of Extinction was up. And the Mesmer cast Division of Regret. BOR. So far, so good. All right, so since you're going to see me be on this video live, I'm going to go ahead and be friendly and res up this Mesmer back here. So I'm just saying, hey, are you ready? I'm going to res him. I don't need to go help Spike. They have enough. Hopefully they can do it. And he didn't do it, so that's on him. There's nothing I can do. All I can do is help res. I have scrolls just for emergencies such as this. The monk's being lazy because he's the only one, so he's not really being lazy. He has to keep up with the tank. So it's going to be my duty to go ahead and res him while... Perfect. See how I have the aggro perfectly right here? So I'm safe for him to run. All right. He got a cupcake up. So I got him up. Being friendly on the run. This is another thing you got to know when your damage roll is. If you're able to help the monks out or another ally, then do it. I mean, it's just an extra to your role play in the game. So now let's go ahead and get back to business. We are at 13 minutes, so we're about 2.5 minutes behind a good perfect run, which no perfect runs hardly ever. There's always at least one mistake, such as this. So right in this area, the next 3 areas, we're killing mainly just wolves, and these wolves are like 1 to 2 hit KOs. They kill us in 1 to 2 hits. That's the reason we had issues back there, is it caused aggro, and they're a little hard to kill because there's a lot of armor, and then as well as we had to deal with the actual aggro that came to us. So I'm just doing some damage on them, not wasting all my skills and energy on it. And then I'm going to move up ahead. Up, the gate closed on us, so we're going to be waiting to run. The tank's going to pull them away for us. Usually if I was tanking, I would spike these just because it's extra faction, as well as not always, it doesn't always work out where I can just recall out. But he's doing the objective his way, so we're listening to the tank, and we're going to go ahead and run. So we're almost to the halfway point. You haven't even got to see the big groups yet if you've never seen Urgoz or done Urgoz before. So we are at the point to where we feel a little more comfortable as a team. Usually about halfway through, as yourself as a damage roll, as well as your team, you pretty much know by now at this bridge, what are we made of? What are we able to do? Are we able to handle spikes in 1 second or 5 seconds? Are we having a stagger spec of spikes where we see, hey, there's a few people that aren't really spiking at the right time, etc. So you kind of can learn your team by the time you get here. So now that we're here, usually you would wait on the tank to pull the thorns away, and you're going to run ahead just like this. We're literally just going to run. We don't need to kill those wolves. It's just some extra freebie time for us to skip ahead and save a little bit on our clock. That's the reason you skip some areas, is so you can save a few minutes. The ultimate goal is to get this done in under a concept without skipping as many enemies as possible, but also in a very efficient way. So that's why we skip the groups we skip, because we found a potential way to make the run faster and still benefit the best with faction farming items and get the best out of the run. All right, so the tank's going to group these up. He's going to call target right now. We're good to spike. So I'm going in, I'm using Echo, E-Surge twice. If you're a Fire Magic Ellie, then you'd use Rogerts. If you were a Dervish, you'd have EOS up for Dervish Phallic Strength. If you were a Warrior, you'd probably be 100 Blades. If you were a Ritualist, you'd probably be doing Claimer of Souls, area of effect damage. And then you'd use Rage on the tank. If you were a Necro, you'd use Spiteful Spirit. So there's a lot of different variety of damage rolls you can go here, but the gist of the run is the goal for this video. And the goal of this video is to teach you the route of Urgoz, as well as knowing, hey, what are the objectives as a damage roll? What exactly am I expecting to do? And where would I be when I need to be for every single group spike throughout this elite Kurzik Urgoz dungeon run. Now we're going to wait on the tank to jump down, which he messed up this time. We're going to go ahead and kill the serpent. That way we kill the serpent first. Sometimes we kill the bark, but serpent first because the tank needs to move on to the next area. So we're doing decent on time. Guild 3 million faction. It's a little low, but we do Urgoz enough to maintain a couple mil. No botting. All perfect, clean farming. Okay, now that we're here, we're going to wait on the right side apparently. Yep, tank says right side. You listen to what the tank says. He's going to go in and we're going to spike what he says. We shall see how this works out. Tank's going to go in, pull some enemies, we're going to spike, and we're going to be clear to go whenever. Let's see what the time is while we wait on the tank. So we're looking at 17 minutes. Usually a perfect run would be about 13 minutes right here, which is really fast, but that would be if we had no issues. We had a few issues, as you saw. So now this is where you just make sure, hey, you got your stuff up. Do you have pecans or not? Are you running? I'm going to go ahead and add these. I only have a cupcake and corn. I ran out of the others. And I'm cheap. I don't want to spend more money. I have probably done, I've maxed my Kurzik title. I have probably done over like probably 1,200 Urgoz runs since I've been around. I know this because I've sold a few stacks of Gaki stones, as well as I've taught so many runs to so many guildies in the past few years that it adds up to that. So the experience level here is pretty vague maybe for the new people, but for me, I definitely know all about Urgoz when it comes to spiking. So if you have any questions, feel free to ask in the comments. We're waiting on the tank here. He's might be stuck. He's got mental blocks, so he don't handle as much hits. And he's got Seed of Life full time. We have one monk down, but we should be fine. And we're waiting on the tank to pull that last group. See how he's got the last group he's going to pull in? And we're going to go ahead and spike when he does. I usually like to watch here. So I just hold Control Alt and I am looking to see, hey, look at all those enemies. Look at all that red money. So we're going to spike. I have Echo up and he calls target. All right, we're good to spike. Go. Now that we can spike now, I'm going to Chaos Storm. Perfect. I'm going to go ahead and keep spiking. Notice I'm pressing C or V, I mean C or T, depending on call target or whatever you want to do. So anytime an enemy dies, you need to be immediately ready to spike the next area or enemy. So this is a good faction farm area right here because there's so many enemies and it's so excitingly fun to kill all of this. So that was a pretty good pace. The tank did its job. Let's step up a little bit to spike the rest of it. Doing a pretty good job as a team. We have low health, but that's to be expected. They do pretty strong hits on us too. So let's see what the tank missed. The tank missed nothing on the right side, and the tank missed one group in the middle. He's going to bring that one group. You as a damage roll should always look ahead to know, hey, where's the tank currently stand? That way, hey, where's my position going to be? If you know, hey, the tank's going to be right here, this area, then you need to know your aggro bubble when you're spiking. So you step back about right here. Perfect. So that's good. Then we're waiting on him. I use Air Superiority, Arcane Echo. I'm going to go ahead and spike immediately when he's ready. He stops moving usually when we're good, but he might DC in. Yep, he's DCing in. I guessed that one right. So he death charged in so he can spike. All right, I got this one perfect. There we go. I got 2 golds in that drop. The farming here, for key tip for the ones of my viewers that are still watching, the main drops here that are of value are amber chunks. They're like 1 to 2k each, depending on the value of your time that you're watching. You also have the zodiac weapons. Those can be really expensive, from like 4 or 5 ectos for require non inscribed to hundreds of ectos for a nice rare old school, depending on what the expectation is for the specs of it. So the key here is to kill the bark. I'm just asking if anybody has damage because I'm curious. There we go. Let's just keep on going. We're killing the serpent since we killed the bark. We need to kill the serpent, so I killed the serpent. Now we need to finish off the back aggro. Now that we're going to be waiting on the tank, I'm just going to go ahead and burn some time to get this chest. Why not? I mean, you're going to be waiting on the tank for about 2 minutes here while you get your energy back. Oh, I forgot to note when we were spiking that bark, don't use too many spells because you're exhausted here again. Like I said earlier, in the earlier area, you're going to have exhaustion. This area, you're going to have exhaustion as well. So depending on the tactics of your run with your tank is going to vary the most about, hey, where are you going to be when you spike for each area. There's not too much competition as to, hey, how much of a very difference will there be for each run. You just, as you do a few runs with the same tank, you will learn to know what you're going to be spiking where and when. All right, I usually savage my stuff. Sorry for showing you all that. All right, so we're going to be here waiting on the Mesmer to, looks like he's going to death charge in. Yep. So he's going to DC in whenever we are ready, I'm thinking. When he's ready to spike, he might go back and group them up better, or he might call target. I don't know. Make sure EOE's in good range while we wait. He'll call target when he's ready. And notice how I'm looking for a good spot to ally spike. I usually go where the group in the middle is, try to aim for it. He's probably going to go back right here. So this is a very crucial spot for you to be alert as a damage roll. Exactly spiking when the tank says go. Otherwise, if you spike too early or too late, then you're having an issue of lack of damage or even team wipe. Could be worst case scenario. All right, we're spiking. Looks like we're having an issue. Yep, there's an issue here, guys. There we go. So EOE helped cover this. So we're doing pretty good so far. So you see how that bomb effect looked. You saw the knockdowns. Y'all saw how dangerous it was for a second. You thought we were about to wipe, but we didn't. We were close to it, though. Our monk is alive. That's what matters. All right. Now I'm going to pop another set of cupcakes because I need the energy and health. So he says hug right, meaning we need to stay on the right side of the wall and run up to the edge. We follow what the tank says. So as we go up, we need to make sure we spike the areas of enemies as we go. All right, we're doing so good. I have enemy escape, so I'm going to go ahead and jump back, spike this serpent down, and we are clear. Make sure you don't aggro those extra wardens, or no, there's none left really, so we are good. Now we're going to wait on the tank to do his thing. Let's see what he's doing. Yep, we're safe to spike. I am low on energy, so I'm going to try to die. We'll see if that happens. Usually here you struggle with energy a lot, so if you want to die, just step forward at the front. Looks like the monk just seated me. That's going to happen if the monk's doing its job too. Just trying to keep you alive. But I try to die so I don't, have issues with energy. When they res me, I have full energy. It's always nice to have full energy when you get resed. So we're just, there we go. I died, so I got full energy again. The only downfall is now I got to pop my cupcake again, which is fine if you can afford it. Just keep spiking, don't give up. Keep using tab and C for closest target. Just continually spike until all the blood groups stop spawning. There's another tactics if you're with a faster team, sneaker team, where as a damage roll you would actually run back into this corner where I'm shadowing right now, and the tank would be right in here actually grouping up the wolves. That way we won't have to kill the wolves, and we could spike the group near the gate to get the gate open faster. But this is the safer route, especially having one monk. It's definitely safer. Yeah, I died again, more energy. But y'all, for the most part, get the gist of, hey, what is the goal out of the damage roll now? Is literally following the team. A lot of people might be scary at first, saying, hey, I don't know how to do Urgoz or what is Urgoz. But now after this video, hopefully I've explained enough for you to understand a lot more of what you would be expected of as a damage roll. Whether you're an Elementist, a Necro, Red, Derv, Warrior, anything, any role really, you'll benefit the most out of it. So let's see what this tank is doing. I'm going to go ahead and spike in there. I took the initiative to spike first just because I knew, hey, the tank is in that spot. We're safe to say we're clear to spike. All right, I died. Perfect timing too. I needed that energy. Hopefully, yep, tank res me up. I mean, monk res me up as well, so it did its job. So I died first again. That's mainly because I'm running dual superior. That's why I have 16 fast casting. And I have the lowest health. Usually the enemies will target you with the lowest health most of the time. We're on good speed. We got the gate open, so we're good to move on. So we're on the last area, guys. So we got through the hardest part of the run. So pat on our back for that. We haven't messed up, and we are at 28 minutes. So we are probably about 5 minutes behind from a really good run. But under 30 minutes, if we can kill this Urgoz in the next 2 to 3 minutes, then we are on top of being right when the concept is popped. So we should be right in the safe zone. So I'm going to type go go. That way, hey, we know that he needs to speed up a little bit so we can finish this concept. Waiting on the tank. So there's 3 different routes for this last area. You can go left, right, or straight forward. Usually if you're killing everything, straight forward is the fastest because it's the smallest route, like the slowest route. So I'm gonna go ahead and spike now. Spiking, spike, 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 spike. Just spamming my skills. Fast casting is so pro, you just keep on spamming. Don't ever have to sit there and struggle with what to use next. All right, looks like enemies are dying. Party's dying too. We don't want that. And let's go kill this Urgoz. So if you're a Mesmer, go ahead and just use Chaos Storm as your first skill. E-Surge after that, and you should be safe. Ebony Escape, or I might die. Okay. All right, let me go ahead and pop one more, just because I want that speed boost. Let me get there before I die to use my last skill. All right, you need to stand on the left side because there's no energy regen on the right side. Notice how the right side was like that. See, I'm going to go to right now. If you're looking at my energy, see how I have no energy regen? All right, now I went to the left side. See how I have energy regen? There's a reason for that. Because of the negative aspect of this room, you're going to have that. So you want to make sure. All right, 30 minutes right on top of it, guys. 30 minutes clean, full clear, damage guide. Thanks for watching. Be sure to subscribe if you haven't. Give this a like. If I got good explanation, any questions, feel free to comment. We have killed Urgoz in 30 minutes for 20,000 faction. Later.